Hello, we're in the wardrobe. I haven't done a video like this yet, but I feel like this is what it was made for. The sound is going to be really good, so love that for us. I just feel comfortable. It's just a nice place to be. Honestly, one of my favorite spots in the house these days. If you've kind of missed a chapter and you're like, oh my gosh, Anna, where are you? And you want to see us make these wardrobes, they're just a good old IKEA number. I'll link that video in the corner for you. But in my last video, I asked if you wanted to see the results of my styling session with Allison Bornstein, and the majority said yes. A few said no. That's totally cool. There'll be another video for you next week. There's probably like 3 Substacks for you to catch up on at this point, a whole week of Instagram content. But if you said yes, then this video is for you. If you prefer the written format, I have already done a Substack on this, so I will link that in the description box below. But I just love having other people style my wardrobe. There you go. I just love it. I absolutely love it. I'm addicted to it. Allison, Index, I've done Fashionably before. Like, I don't know, I'm just so here for it. I am someone who loves style. I consume myself daily with all things personal style. I write what is ultimately a personal style newsletter. Like, I love this. It makes me feel really excited. It's kind of my hobby, but I guess it's like intertwined with work. But I just feel like I want to be here as your style obsessed friend who, when you get together, we just like want to go in the wardrobe and just like create new outfits together. Like that's what I feel like I'm here for. Slash also want to look in your makeup bag. Also want to give you some good recipes. I just want to have a good chat. Like, I'm a professional yapper. We all know this at this point. 15 years in, you know. Taking all of that into account, I definitely don't see myself as an expert in this field, more just like a really enthusiastic beginner. Hence why I like looking to the professionals to impart their wisdom, and ultimately just, you know, those moments when you're just feeling a bit fatigued, you're not really sure what to wear, you need an injection of like new outfit formulas and just like real excitement about your wardrobe. This is where these styling services come in so handy. So the 2 that I've used most recently are Allison Bornstein, and then I've also done a few Index lookbooks, which I really need to show you because I had Heather do one for me and it was so good. I absolutely loved it. And there's kind of like pros and cons to both. I'm going to talk through Allison's one today. But if you really want new ideas for what is already in your wardrobe, Index is great because you upload your wardrobe digitally and then the stylist can just play around and just make you outfits using what you already have in your wardrobe and give you a lookbook of like 10 looks that you could literally start wearing tomorrow, which is so good. It's really nice if you kind of want to do the lookbook thing, but you don't want to dedicate an hour to a video call because you just fill in a questionnaire and then the stylist goes and does it virtually for you. But then obviously Allison's is great because you're getting that like one-on-one connection. You can ask her questions in real time. And again, she's working with what you already have in your wardrobe. She might not necessarily be able to see everything, but she has done this a million times over. She's a pro at this and she really knows how to get the most out of a session. So that's kind of my like overview of the 2. But this video is going to focus on Allison's one. I just think these sessions are really great if you're feeling a little bit lost, you're not really sure where to start, or like I said, you just need to feel that excitement again and you're feeling like itchy, but you love your clothes. You know, there's like more in there. You just want someone to kind of cast their eye on it and give you some new ideas. She's also so good for the whole 3-word thing. The 3-word method, that is Allison's method of having 3 words that are your like style North Stars almost. Like if an outfit ticks off those 3 words in varying degrees, it's ultimately going to feel very you. She really helped me find my 3 words at the beginning, and they've definitely like morphed and changed. I take pictures of my outfits every single day, which has really helped me to like narrow them down and find them, which for me is classic, undone and polished. I know that if an outfit ticks off those 3 things, then it's going to feel quite me. Like even today, I'd say I'm kind of more polished because of like the earrings and the jewelry. I'm quite classic because the shirt, I'm just wearing a button down. And then I've got on some like really wide, relaxed jeans. So that's more like the undone, like my hair's quite undone because it's just like boom, fresh out the shower. So yeah, that's sort of how I break it down. And a year down the line, I feel like I almost do it without thinking now. It's a bit like second nature, but she's really good if you're at the beginning of that journey and you really are just feeling quite lost. When we first met, this is actually the 3rd session that I've done. When we first met, I was still kind of like quite postpartum and like dealing with a lot of things like mentally, physically, and just really feeling a bit lost and like not knowing where to start with my style. And I really pinpoint that first session as a turning point. And since then, I look back at my outfits, and even if it's, I'll say like the majority of the time, I'm like, oh, I would wear that outfit again. Like I really like that outfit. So it was a real turning point for me. It's ultimately just very fun. I feel like I always need to say this when I talk about the video call, because I do feel like a video call with someone who you have never met is quite a full-on concept, but she is so warm. She really has a nice, like, gentle way about her, and like has a way of instilling a lot of confidence in you. So I it's nothing to be worried about. Like, I just think, yeah, I've talked to some people and they're like, oh, I'm kind of scared of like doing a video call. And I definitely get that. Hence why there are things like Index out there, which is great. It's like low commitment in that sense. But the video call, you've got like a stylist who's literally worked with like hundreds of people around the world, celebrities. Like, she knows what she's talking about. Like, the fact that you can kind of pick her brain, you know, you might be putting on an outfit that she suggested, but then you can pick her brain and be like, oh, I'm really looking for like a black belt with gold, a big gold buckle that feels quite sculptural. And she'll be like, oh, maybe this one. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can ask her questions as you go. Like, you've got the full hour to fill, and it's nice to have that flexibility. Let me get my laptop, because I do have a few like setup tips. If you are going to do a video call with someone, I do have 7 things just to like think about before you get on the call. Number 1, you're about to try on a load of clothes. So this time I had a quick little shower before, because I didn't want to get like, I probably had like fake tan on. I didn't have any makeup on either, just so I didn't get it all over my clothes. So I didn't want to make all my collars orange, you know. Number 2, nude underwear is a must. Again, you're going to try on a lot of outfits. Some of those might be white. So just like very goes with everything, underwear, nude underwear. Good to be prepared. Number 3, organize your setup so that the stylist can see as much of your wardrobe as possible. So I had Allison set up over there so that she could see all of this, and she was like picking out bags, picking out shoes. Honestly, she probably has like 20/20 vision. She was seeing things that I couldn't even see. With that, I would say make sure you're in front of a mirror as well, just so you can see the outfits that you're trying on and also see the stylist at the same time and be able to take photos. Like, it's just a setup that makes sense. Number 4, answer your call on a laptop or tablet so that you've got your phone to take photos. Number 5, have a big water next to you. You're about to talk a lot. I probably get really dehydrated and very overexcited. So like big water to the side, probably in a sports bottle so it doesn't go everywhere, is a handy little tip. Number 6, ensure your wardrobe is like clean and tidy, but also the things that you love are in it. Like, you don't want to be going like, oh, that's in the wash. Oh, that's in the wash. Oh, that's at the dry cleaners. Like, have your favorites in here, because otherwise there's going to be like gaps and you won't necessarily get the most out of the session. And then, speaking of getting the most out of the session, number 7, like, come to the session with something in mind, like some kind of query to solve, whether it's more of like a general query or it is like particular items that you need help with. So previously I've gone to Allison with like 4 or 5 things. I've been like, can you help me style these? And I think the first time round I did 5 things, and then I ended up selling 3 of them. So for me, this time round, I was just like, it's the end of summer, and I'm just getting a bit bored, and I just kind of need end of summer outfits that go into autumn. Like, that's what we're looking for here, rather than her finding some really great outfits, but for things that I don't really love in the first place. And then you just spent an hour finding outfits for things that you might end up selling. So maybe if there are a few things that you're struggling to style, maybe it's like 1 or 2, and you focus on those for like half a session, and then you do the other half just on like general outfits or something. Because yeah, I just found that we found some really good outfits and then ended up selling things. It's like, well, didn't feel like the best use of the time, although I found them really helpful. I feel like this time I really got the most juice out of it through, yeah, just being like, help me. A little bit more general. Okay, let's go through. I'm rolling up my sleeves. I'm digging in. Let's go through these outfit by outfit. So how she started off the session was, yeah, me being like, I just need some help for general summer outfits. So she asked, okay, cool. What is a piece that you're wearing a lot right now? Like, what's something that you really like wearing? And I went for the Totem linen blend trousers. I was like, they're just really easy. I definitely need to get them tailored. They're a little bit long and they're a little bit too wide in the waist. And I feel like they could just be like a little bit better, a little bit less relaxed in a way. I think they would look even better. And yeah, they are like a little bit long on the floor. So we just started with those, and we just built and changed and swapped. And yeah, I've got like so many outfits I could wear with those, but also those outfits would work with like white wide leg jeans. Like, it's not just these trousers they would work with. There's definitely like multiple things that I can chop and change to make these 17 outfits that we made into like 30. So this is where we started, and this was a nice starting point because Allison was just trying to combine textures here. So she was like the linen trousers with the knit, but with like the animal print bag, but it's kind of like subtly animal print. She just liked the idea of adding knitwear in there, but adding knitwear that wasn't like long sleeve. She was like, do you have a knitted tank? I was like, oh, I do. But also adding contrast. So obviously like the base layer being cream, and then the bag and the shoes being like a black and a deep brown, just having the contrasting things. I think sometimes I do like an all white outfit and then do like all white accessories with it as well. And she's like, actually, sometimes that contrast adds tension, which is like needed in the outfit. So really like that as a first one, and would 100% wear it again. Then speaking of that kind of high contrast outfit, we changed the bag and the shoes. This was an interesting one for me because she was just like, oh, I want to see it with those snake print shoes on. And I was like, oh, these. I always think when I'm doing like a wide leg trouser, I really struggle not to have toes out for some reason. I don't know. I just feel like I need to do like a flip flop or a sandal. But actually, I really liked these. And she was like, this will be a really good thing to wear going into autumn as well. Like a good way to wear lighter fabrics like the linen, but with shoes, like with proper shoes. It just makes it like less cold ultimately. And doing it, she used this bag quite a lot, the little Loewe puzzle bag. And from doing this session, I've also got the same bag in a green. I can't remember if we used it in any of the outfits, but yeah, it's just made me pick up that bag so much more. And that's the really good thing, is she might end up kind of picking things out or like really focusing on a thing that you don't wear all that often. And you're like, oh, actually, I do really like this. And I do want to wear this again. So yeah, I really, really like this one. And it was a good reminder that I don't have to wear open toe shoes with wide leg trousers. Outfit 3 and 4 are kind of closely related. She was like, speaking of autumn, you could just put a trench over this outfit and that would be like a really good into autumn outfit, which I always kind of forget, but actually I always kind of just end up like layering up so much and saving my trenches when it's like true cold weather. But she's like, just do tanks or vest tops with your trench over the top. Like there is that couple of weeks where the weather is perfect for that, and you can still do something that feels more summery underneath, but with a lighter jacket over the top. So love that outfit. And I'm like, yeah, 100%. I added all of these outfits to my index and put them in a collection. So they're kind of easy to find. And whenever I'm just feeling a bit like, oh, I don't really know what to wear, like I know there's 17 really great Allison Bornstein outfits in there. So that's a little top tip as well. And then for outfit number 4, she was like, then when it actually does get cold, put on your like a long sleeve crew neck cashmere jumper underneath. And again, but you still got the linen, and it's just like a nice combination of textures, like the linen, the leather, the snake print, the cashmere, like it's all just working together, and it's like tonal, but there are still those contrasting accessories there. Ooh, outfit number 5. This one is one of my favorites. She was like, I just want to see the same trousers, but with like a little tank top on top. So I just got out one of my totem tank tops. And she was like, because the base is so summery, instead of doing like a straw bag or a texture bag, which I probably would normally do, she was like, do like a big leather tote, like something that feels a lot more wintry, which is kind of interesting because it just made me think that Allison is all about wrong shoe theory, which has just helped me up my personal style game like massively. I need to do a whole post on this because like I really feel like since our last 2 sessions last year, I do think that I've made some really strategic shoe purchases that are kind of wrong shoe inspired. And this feels very wrong bag inspired. Like instead of going down the obvious route, you've gone for something that just adds that like friction in a good way. Like the outfit just wouldn't be as cool with a big straw bag. Like it just wouldn't feel as right. And again, this is a bag that I love. I bought this bag. It's a Celine secondhand bag. And I bought it as a bit of a push present for myself when Ralph was born. So I've had this bag for a few years now. And I really love it. And especially in the winter, it's just like a go-to bag for me. It zips up. So it's so good when I'm taking my laptop to London. Fits everything in really well. But during the summer, it gets like pushed to the back. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't really get that much love. So it's really nice to like bring it to the front. She was like, have you got a black like leather tote bag? I was like, I have. She keeps things really general like that. She's not being like, have you got a Prada bag? Do you know what I mean? She's keeping things really general, and I'm sure if I said no, she would have like another thing up her sleeve. So never feel stressed that she's going to be like, oh my gosh, you haven't got that in your wardrobe. But yeah, I was like, this one feels good and chic and I want to wear it again. Outfit number 6. I think if I was to do this one again, I would tweak it slightly. We did the same base, but we switched out the shoes for the Emmy Parsons Barry sandals, which I just love. You know, I love these sandals. They're like my most comfortable sandals that aren't the Aviana flip-flops. Then the Dragon Diffusion bag. Then Allison is such a fan of putting a shirt over the top as almost like a jacket. I just don't love this shirt. This isn't like the outfit's fault. This is the shirt's fault. The shirt has, I think it's called like a drop sleeve, and it's just got too much volume. In fact, this one like doesn't have it. It's obviously just the cut of this shirt. It's just too much volume around the shoulders, and I think I have quite broad shoulders. And like I'm quite broad in this section of my body, so I just don't love the extra volume there. That's why there's a lot of like puffy sleeve, you know, like the Tove top with like the ties. Like I actually have just sold mine. Like I don't think those tops, I don't like love how they look on me. So yeah, this is like, I need to try this with a slightly slimmer arm white shirt, and then I think I would love this. But I do think it's a really handy styling trick. Like sometimes you just need an extra layer, and that's really hard to do in the summer because it's hot. You can't always add the extra layer on. So I love that she's just like, just a little extra layer, like a linen shirt, a really light cotton shirt over the top. You're still getting that extra layering, you're getting the feeling of layering, but you're also not boiling at the same time. Then in the back, she discovered this green suede jacket. And she was just like, I feel like Allison is the queen of suede. She's been doing suede since before we were all doing suede. You know what I mean? Like she is a lover of suede. She's the queen of suede. So she was like, oh, is that a green suede jacket I see in the back there? And I was like, yes, it is. This bad boy's from Whistles. It's outstanding. Like I cannot wait for it to be like the prime time to wear this. The color is, oh my gosh, the color is so good. Like it's here. Look at that. It's just great. I just absolutely, it's like, it looks more, I don't know, it looks brighter in the camera. I'd say in real life it's more olivey. But she was just like, I know this isn't a summer outfit, but I just want to style this for you. And I was like, okay, fair enough. So I put on my cream cashmere jumper underneath. I put the suede shirt on. I've got my Louisville puzzle bag again, like the little shoulder one. And then I've just done it with my flattered suede, like little ballerinas, which I actually bought off the back of our first session because I had the Manolo ones, like the fancy ones. I bought them secondhand, so I couldn't return them when I found out that they were the least comfortable shoes in the history of shoes. They were awful. They were so uncomfortable. So I just could never wear them. I couldn't even wear them to do like childcare pickup. Like it was so painful to wear them. So I sold them, cut my losses, and ended up buying this pair from Flattered because I still loved the shape of the shoe. And these just really bring that like classic polished edge to whatever I put them with. But yeah, this outfit, I was like, yeah, okay, 10 out of 10. I want to wear this immediately. I just love that she saw it and she just felt very passionate about it. That she was like, I just want to style that now. Speaking of, we then kind of spun off into another 2 outfits, and she was like, when it gets a bit cooler, maybe you're not gonna be able to wear it with the linen trousers. So she was like, I would want to see this with just like a pair of wide leg white jeans, which I had. So I just like took a little photo. And the same, but with the jeans that I'm wearing right now, actually, just my blue Suzanne jeans, which are back in stock, by the way. I'm not sure I've like done that announcement here on YouTube, but the Suzanne jeans I wear all the time that have been out of stock since January are now back in stock. So I'll link those down below for you because that's very exciting. And she also was like, oh, I'd do them with a brown boot. And I was like, oh, my Ganni brown boots, perfect. So I just like took a little photo. That's the thing. Not every single outfit needs to be tried on, especially because these are just like fun little spin-off outfits. I didn't necessarily have time to try every single outfit on. So we kind of spun off, and she was like, you know what, I think we're done with the linen trousers. Like we've got plenty of options. I really feel, I just felt really satisfied. I was like, I've got plenty of options there, plenty of tweaks that we spoke about that I can make. And yeah, I feel like all the time she's just kind of imparting this wisdom and these like little bits about like the contrast or like the layering or like mixing textures and fabrics, and these all just kind of stick in your mind. They all kind of like lay a little egg in here in a good way, that the next time you get ready, it's almost like, what would Allison do, you know? So then she said, cool, what else are you really enjoying wearing this summer? And I was like, I'm having a linen mini dress moment. And she was like, I love that for you. So I tried on the Posse one, and we just kind of spun off of that. She loves, and she does this a lot in her videos, and I'm always like a bit, I don't know, I feel like a bit scared to do it, but I'm so pleased that she kind of handheld me through this, and she was like, try them on with your Mary Janes. I know you've got a pair of Mary Janes, try them on. And I was just like, this is cute. This is so cute. This is like a little bit more cute than I would normally do, But I'm like, if I actually really like it with this bag. This is very like nice meetings in London outfit for me. But if I was like at home with the boys doing something a bit more chill, I'd probably wear it with my rope bag. It's like a bit more casual bag wise. We might actually have done that as the next one. Oh, we did. Yes, we did. The next outfit was the same, but with the straw bag. So yeah, just like taking it down a notch. Like that felt more elevated and a little bit fancier. This feels a bit more like, oh, I could like wear this at the weekend with the boys if we were doing something chill. But yeah, I just really love, like she was like, this feels very Jane Birkin. And I was like, oh, love that for me. And it's so cool when you find these formulas and you're like, I had this already. Like I had this is all my clothes. I could do Jane Birkin today if I wanted to, you know what I mean? So that was really cool. For outfits 12 and 13, I think I've got that right. We just did some layering over that base of the black linen dress and the black Mary Janes. By the way, these Mary Janes, I sent them off to the seam because one of my buckles popped off when I was trying to put my feet in them without opening the buckles. I wouldn't do that. It was an expensive mistake. But whilst I sent them off to the seam, I was like, oh, can you change the silver buckles to a gold buckle? And they were like, yeah, sure. So I've now got them with like the gold buckle on, which is exactly what I wanted. So there you go, just a little side note that you can always like change hardware on these things because you know that I am a gold girl. So we did two different layering options here. One was just my secondhand COS denim shirt over the top. Also, she was like, you can also just wear it buttoned up, and the dress becomes a skirt. You've got a 2-in-1 with a little Suzanne kind of python bag. And then also she loved my vintage Armani suede jacket. She was like, oh my gosh, that is made for you. And I was like, I love it so much. Although there is something in me that is wanting a dark brown suede jacket so badly. That COS one, I need to stop talking about it because we're all going to be like elbowing each other out the way when it comes back into stock. But I do think that, that jacket is so nice. It's so nice. But this is a great tan option. I love this. And again, we did the Celine secondhand bag from earlier. These both felt like, yeah, like slightly fancier meetings, wanted to be a little bit more dressed up. But I think the dress does that. Do you know what I mean? I think the dress is quite like a classic base. I think unless I wear it with like sandals, it's always going to feel a little bit dressed up. I'm okay with that. Like classic polished undone. Like as long as I'm wearing it with like loose hair, very natural, like barely their makeup, and maybe swapping out the bag for something a little bit more casual if I want to lean into the undone side of things a little bit more. Like there are ways to tweak things, but I love these as a starting point. Then she was like, oh, what about a animal print bag moment? So we did the snake print bag and did the Malva flats again. This just felt very ladylike, very, very ladylike. I also neglect this bag during the summer. So this was another good thing of like, oh, I never really wear this bag during the summer. And she's like, it'd be a great summer bag. It's kind of nice if you just want leather, but not like a smooth leather. So yeah, this was another good reminder just to like get it out, dust it off. The next two outfits might be my favorite outfits from the whole session. So we're on like minute 55 out of an hour here. Like we are at the end and we are still squeezing out. She's still coming out with the good ideas. She was like, do you ever wear a trench over the top of these linen dresses? And I was like, no, I never do. And she was like, right, okay, let's see that. And I was like, right, I've got a black trench. I've got more like a classic trench. She was like, let's do both. So for the classic trench, we did it with the animal print bag. I love this. I put this on and I was just like, this just feels like me. This is like exactly the vibe that I want for like end of summer into autumn. This is exactly the vibe that I want. And then we did a very similar thing with the black and just did it with the straw bag. This is our straw bag. Love. I needed some hand holding here. This is something that I never really do. I mean, I'm very new to dresses in general, dresses, skirts and shorts, only because my psoriasis is like having a good moment that I feel comfortable doing this. But I was just like, I love this. Someone invite me to a meeting now. This is what I want to wear. And then finally, I tried on my white linen dress from Reformation and did the same trick that we did earlier of the shirt over the top. But she was like, because it's so like white, it's like all white. She was like, do some contrasting shoes. So we did the St. Agni sandals. They're like really barely there sandals, but they're in the black. And again, the Dragon Diffusion bag. I actually really, really love this. I really love this one. Again, I still have the issue of like not loving the shirt, but overall I was just like, this is cracking. I feel like this is good. I'm really, really happy with this and I really want to wear this one again soon. So now you've had the debrief, you've had the official Allison Bornstein post-session debrief. If you can't already tell, I loved it. I think she found some really good outfits for me that I am like desperate to wear. And once again, she just like dropped those nuggets in that since our session, I've been like, oh, I'm gonna give this a go, or wear this bag that I haven't worn for ages, or it's encouraged me to like, I've rediscovered a pair of cream jeans that I like haven't worn yet this summer, but like loved last summer. Like, I don't know, it just kind of gives you that bit of excitement again and gets you wearing things you haven't worn, makes you wear them in new ways. And ultimately it's just a really fun way to get excited about what you already have. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'll like link Allison's stuff down below. It's very easy to book a session. And I do think in terms of what you get out of it, I see it as a really good wardrobe investment. I feel like, oh, I could spend that money on a new pair of jeans, or I could get like almost 20 new outfits and just feel like I've learned a lot in that session as well. Do you know what I mean? It's like going to personal styling school with the best in the biz. So thank you so much, Allison, for another wonderful session. I'm sure I will see you again soon. Like I said, this definitely feels like a twice a year thing for me. I feel like there is just so much that I get from them. So I'll be back. I will be back. I definitely want to do some videos on my index lookbooks as well, because I've had 2 done for me. There's a 3rd one in the works. I'm always like looking at the stylists and I'm like, oh, I think I want you to do a lookbook next. I really want Alberta to do one, so I might book in her. Like, I just love seeing what people do with my wardrobe. Do you know what I mean? I find it really fascinating and I learn a lot. And I haven't even had to buy a thing. So I love that. We'll link everything that I've spoken about in the description box, and all like the outfits and all of that business. That will all be in there for you. But thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll be back next week. What have I got next week? Oh, I've got some really fun videos. I've got like a deep dive into my wardrobe analytics. I don't know if that's next week's video or the one after. But yeah, we've got some fun things to talk about. So we will do that soon. Any more requests, just pop them down below, and I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.